And we're going to jump right into this. I want to be quick. So basically for this recipe, you're going to need 6 eggs. That's 6 egg whites and then 6 yolks. Okay, set that aside. And then here I have 50 grams of sugar substitute, and the secret ingredient, 20 grams of cornstarch. All right, for this recipe, I'm using the Good Chocolate Signature Dark. And this is a little advanced trick. This is sous vide. Basically, I cryovac the chocolate, dip it in some simmering water, but you don't need to do this. This is half a cup of melted butter, and then before I started the video, I went ahead and buttered and sugared these ramekins. You're also going to need to set up a KitchenAid. Okay, so going back to the chocolate, listen, I melted it this way, but you could use a regular bowl and just put it over a double boiler, or melt it in the microwave, but you just got to be careful. You got to work in steps. So basically right now I'm just mixing the sugar with the cornstarch, and this just helps it distribute evenly in the egg whites. As you can see, I'm whipping up the egg whites. While I'm doing that, I'm going to grab my chocolate, and you don't see it, but in this next screen I'm gonna I had already added my melted butter little by little, and now I'm just adding 1 to 2 egg yolks from the egg yolks. Don't add all 6, just 1 to 2, like 1.5 to 2. All right, so that's complete. And now this is one of the very important parts. But listen, I've made some souffle so many times, and honestly, this doesn't have real sugar in it, so I'm gonna lose a little bit of the bounce. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm using the mixing bowl because I liked the handle, but I'm taking just a portion of the mixture and I'm kind of mixing it vigorously with the whisk attachment. And then you'll see right now I switch to a spatula, and that's when I start the fold method. Now listen, you can do this and you can take all the time you want, but in all honesty, I think a lot of people just kind of like, they get a little intimidated by this part, but listen, don't be scared. You'll get through this. Okay, so from here, you'll see I'll go ahead and scoop nice and gently into the ramekin. You don't want to deflate your egg whites, but again, there's 2 very important keys to this. So you want to make sure your ramekin is buttered and sugared. I used substitute sugar, so I'm not going to get that caramelization on the side of the ramekin. That's going to help it rise like a good inch and a half. But I'll tell you what I like to do is just make sure it's even, just like I'm doing here. And then you will see I will clean up the edges, and I'll actually take it a step further and use my thumb, stick it in there just to create that little indent, and then that way it puffs up really nicely. So yeah, here we go. We're going inside. See you later. And then that'll take about 15 to 20 minutes at 375, and then boom, there you go. Sugar-free chocolate souffle. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed doing this. It's very difficult to make sugar-free desserts, and I draw inspiration from all sectors. So anything I can make sugar-free for my clients, I do. I work with Ben at Good Chocolate. Shout out to Ben, who provides this chocolate to me. And yeah, this is a great dessert, especially if you're looking to cut out sugar. Thanks a lot.